place to live.
Hey fans, looking for a place to lace up the skates? Stop by the Northtown Center at Amherst, formerly Amherst Pepsi Center, where skaters of all ages and abilities take advantage of our daily public skates. Don't forget about our exciting Friday night lineup. Open skate at 8, twilight skate at 11:30. A monthly events calendar always available at the rink, or call 631-7555. The Northtown Center at Amherst, a proud supporter of Canisus College Athletics. Griff fans, when you're at the Walden Galleria or the Boulevard Mall, be sure to stop by T-Shirt University, your source for quality college and professional licensed apparel. T-Shirt University has the latest Canisus College gear, designs you won't find in the bookstore. In addition, they have every team in the NFL, NHL, and NBA. Get your Sabres and Bills gear or whichever team you support. T-Shirt University has them all. That's T-Shirt University at the Walden Galleria and now at the Boulevard Mall. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Just Pizza. We create the pizzas all others try to imitate. Independent Health, dedicated to making a difference. Pepsi, refresh everything. And Canisus College Athletics. Join us on Facebook and Twitter. Use the hashtag Griffs to be a part of our social media conversation. And welcome back to Canisus College basketball. We're getting ready for the opening tip of this afternoon's game between the Griffs and the Peacocks of St. Peter's College. It's time now for our Jostens players to watch. And first, for the visiting St. Peter's Peacocks, they've got a terrific player in Lamin Fulton, a freshman from Philadelphia, Garrett.
Yeah, and he's a steady point guard. He does a great job of running the team and really shoots the three ball well at about 37%. He had 14 points against the Griffs in the last outing.
One of those little guys who can really make a team go. I know the Griffs were very interested in him as they were on the recruiting trail last year. Chris Manhertz in his sophomore year is really taking over as the leading force defensively on rebounding as well.
You know, Jay, he's up to second in the MAC in rebounding. He's nine rebounds per game. He had 15 on Friday. He's been a monster underneath for the Griffs.
As we're getting ready to tip things off, you see Josiah Heath getting ready to take care of that. And of course, the players to watch brought to you by Jostens. Log on to college.jostens.com to order all your 2012 graduation products. So it is going to be Darius Conley against Josiah Heath. 6'7" against 6'9" is Josiah Heath. And up it goes, and it goes into the backcourt. St. Peter's controls, and they'll be going from our right to our left here in the road blues with light blue and white trim. The Griffs in their home goals today, coming out in a 2-3 zone defense. Diagonal pass goes out to the far side. Fulton has it. Now to Blaze French in the paint. His shot good. 2-0 in favor of St. Peter's.
And that first possession for Canisus, they were really active in the zone. St. Peter's was able to get it right to the middle, and that's a shot that Canisus is willing to let them take.
St. Peter's showing man for man. Manhertz has it, top of the key. Heath to Harold Washington. Harold looks to attack, stops on the baseline. His jumper blocked. Rebound knocked free, out of bounds. I'll say it's off of the Griffs. And we'll get into our starting lineups brought to you by the Buffalo Bills. As you can see, St. Peter's, Prescott, Burke, French, Fulton, and Conley. Conley really the only holdover of any key play for the Peacocks off that championship team from last year in the MAC. Now it's Fulton. His jumper, three-point range, no good. Manhertz clears for Canisus. Outlet to Bilardo. Griffs down 2-0. Bilardo looks to attack, kicks it back out. Heath at the line. His jumper, nothing but net. We're tied at 2.
Yeah, and that's the shot that the big guys are really good at for Canisus. You know, a lot of teams, big guys can't step out and shoot that 15-footer, but Josiah Heath has no problem doing so.
Harold Washington, Gabby Bilardo, Elswan Himes, Josiah Heath, and Chris Manhertz are starting 5 for Canisus. Same starting 5 as we saw on Friday in the win against Marist. Jumper by Conley, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Burke. And the Peacocks go back with a fresh 35. French on the baseline, contact, no call. Ball deflected out of bounds. It'll be Peacocks basketball. And you can go online to get your Bills tickets at buffalobills.com or call 1-877-BB-TICKS for more information. Peacocks will inbound. We're tied at 2. Early action here at the Kessler. Peacocks at 3-14. The Griffs at 4-12 with the Peacocks with 2 conference wins. The Griffs coming off their first conference win on Friday night against Marist. Blaze French dribbles into the paint, knocked free. Who's going to get it? Out of bounds. They'll give it to the Griffs.
Great activeness so far in the zone for Canisus. Really active with the hands, which was A major concern for Canisus' coaching staff is they didn't have those hands active in the first game. St. Peter's was able to whip it around the perimeter and make some threes.
Both teams committed 17 turnovers apiece in that first game at Jersey City, with St. Peter's winning by 4. Canisus with the basketball. Gabby Bilardo, far wing left side, top of the key. Himes, near wing. That's Harold Washington. Uses a ball screen rather. Now bounces it down to Heath. Back out to Washington. Washington with a left-handed dribble. Kicks it back out to Bilardo. Long range three. Back rim no good. Long rebound. Run down by Harold Washington. And a fresh 35 for the Griffs. Harold gets instructions from Tom Parada. Harold Washington pulls up. Top of the key. His jumper. Back rim no good. Rebound is pulled away. And then Heath comes up with it for Canisus.
Yeah, Josiah got away with a little push in the back there, but a good offensive rebound, and that's 2 on this possession so far for the Griffs.
St. Peter's still in that man-for-man. Bilardo dribbles over to the near wing right side. Bounce pass to the top of the key to Heath. Back over far wing to Himes. Facing a double team. Now Alschwan passes out of it to Washington. Harold with 10 to shoot. Far corner. Heath, his jumper partially blocked. Long rebound. Blaise French has it for St. Peter's. French in the front court to Fulton. The ball knocked free. And let's see, I think we got a deflected ball. And the referees, Gary Pacino and John Corso, work together to get the right call. It'll be Peacocks basketball.
And one thing for St. Peter's, no matter how bad they're struggling on offense, they're going to D you up. And they're a tough, physical team that really works hard on their defense.
Ball inside is deflected and recovered by Manhurt. So another Peacocks turnover. Long pass ahead to Bilardo. Gabby tries to penetrate, now backs off and reset the offense. Still 2-2 with 16:50 remaining. Griffs held to the Peacocks to 45 points here at the Kessler Center last year. See if they can do the same this year. Harold Washington looks to attack the rack. His runner no good. Rebound tapped around. A lot of contact in there. Manhurts comes up with it. Shot blocked. Kick back out to Bilardo. To Himes. Himes pump fake. Pull up at the elbow. Jumper good. 4-2 Canisus.
Great job by Chris Manhurt battling for the rebound. This is going to be a man's game. It looks so far the way that the referees are calling it.
Peacocks back in the front court. Griffs once again good on transition defense. Cross-court pass to Prescott. He'll take that jumper near wing. Nails it. Chris Prescott nails the jumper. Leading scorer on this team with 12 per game. Ups the lead to 5-4 Peacocks.
Only a guy that shoots only 29% from 3, so you don't mind that shot from St. Peter's there.
Bilardo at the top. Fulton has that check. To Himes in the near corner. Thought about the 3. Gets it inside now. Manhurts on the baseline. Manhurts twists, turns, goes up with a jump hook, misses badly. Rebound pulled away by Chris Burke. Here come the Peacocks. Prescott gets inside, hits Conley. Conley goes up with a jump hook and gets the roll. 7-4 Peacocks. Darius Conley averaging 11 points per game, the big guy from Newport News, Virginia. 7-4 Peacocks. Rips with the basketball. Gabby Bilardo coming off his season high 18 points against Marist on Friday. Near wing right side, Manhurts. Top of the key, Heath. Far wing to Bilardo. Now to Himes. Alschwan wants to get it inside, can't do so. Backs off with the dribble with 8 to shoot. Looks to get it to Heath, and it's a turnover and a foul called on Josiah Heath. Just the first foul of the game in what has been a very physical contest up to this point. We'll go to our first media timeout of the game. 15:09 remaining. St. Peter's leading Canisus 7-4. This is the Golden Griffin Broadcast Network.
Guys, I'm kind of freaking out. I have to upload a movie project for finals or else I won't graduate. So please, shut that stuff down until I'm done, okay?
Sure, no problem.
Living with Wi-Fi hogs?
Let me play.
No. Say hello to Time Warner Cable Wideband. All the speed, power, and bandwidth you need.
Now, I got it. You are lifesavers.
From our fastest internet ever.
No problem.
Call or click now for maximum download speeds.
ComDoc wants to help your organization print responsibly. Printing responsibly is not just about decreasing paper output. It's about increasing efficiency and controlling costs with the right mix of digital imaging products, services, and solutions. Efficiency up, costs down, green all around. To talk to a local sales representative, call 716-689-0202 or visit online at comdoc.com. ComDoc, a proud sponsor of Canisus College Athletics.
And it's time now to take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by KeyBank.
Yeah, and the first one for the Griffs is box out. They don't want any second chance opportunities for St. Peter's. We talked about it. They were out rebounded by the 9th rebounding team in the league last time out. And dribble, drive, and kick the shooters, which they did a great job of on Friday night, and they got a lot of open looks for Elshwan-Himes and Gabby Bilardo. And finally, execute with precision. If the offense is working well, they'll be able to get easy baskets, and that goes along with the dribble, drive, and kicking the shooters.
Well, so far in terms of getting on the offensive glass, the Griffs 4 offensive rebounds in this first 5 minutes of play. Canisus will go to the bench here. Mario Dahl into the game, Kevin Bleeker, and also Reggie Groves have checked in for Canisus. St. Peter's with the basketball. They lead 7-4. Blaze French gives it to Fulton, now to Prescott. Open from 3. Front rim, no good. Long rebound, Bilardo, and he's off to the races. Gabby looks to push. Contact. And they do not. The ball didn't go in anyway. I don't know if they're called it on the shot or not. It's going to be on the way up. So, yeah, Gabby Bilardo will go to the line.
There we see the replay. Looks like the contact was a little bit before, but we'll take it. The nice NBA-style continuation.
So puts Gabby Bilardo at the line. And you're very familiar with Gabby's scenario here, Garrett. That back injury that's kept him out of practice the majority of the season. But it seems like it might be starting to come around. Yeah,
this morning he seemed a little bit sore, but going into Friday's game, he felt great. I can tell you that much, and his performance showed that he felt great. And keeping him out of practice, I think, will really help get him more rest, and that's all that's really going to help the back is rest.
No rest today for Gabby. He's going to have to be out there for Canisus. His second foul shot, he missed the first, makes the second. And so for Gabby Bilardo, his first of the game, 7-5. St. Peter's with the lead. Gabby shooting 64% from the line on the season. The Griffs overall at 74%. They moved into the top 50 in the country in that category. Down in the low block, Conley goes up against Dahl, and he travels. Another St. Peter's turnover, their third of the game.
Yeah, and that's the impact of Mariel Dahl. We've said it before, you know, if he doesn't block the shots, he's making an impact under there because of his big size, guys. Don't see 7'3" guys out there all day.
Bilardo into front court. Brandon Hall, a senior from Colonial, New Jersey, is on the floor now for the Peacocks, and Bilardo turns it over. Fulton comes up with a loose pass. Fulton bounce pass to Conley. He goes up and misses. Rebound, tapped around, and it's recovered by Reggie Groves. Long pass ahead to Bilardo. Gabby to Himes. Himes had it stolen away by Hall. Hall off to the races. Looks to attack the rack, lays it up, and goes down. 9-5 St. Peter's. Sloppy play on both ends, but the Peacocks able to capitalize, and they're up by 4. Reggie Groves dribbles over to the near wing right side. I thought Reggie had one of his more effective performances on Friday coming off the bench for Canisus. Really gave him a nice offensive lift in the second half. Bleeker pass inside off the mark, and it'll be another Griff turnover.
Yeah, that's a shot Coach Parada there is telling Kevin, just shoot the ball. Don't make that tough pass into traffic into Mariel Dahl. Shoot the ball, wide open. Don't pass it up. Be confident in your shot.
Back on the floor now, Harold Washington. So Washington, Himes, Groves, Dahl, and Bleeker playing a zone defense right now. Hall to Fulton near wing. He'll take that 3. Dead on. Lamin Fulton, his first tray of the game, 12-5 Peacocks.
And we talked about it in the beginning. He shoots 37% from 3. Not afraid to take those at all.
Himes works it inside to Dahl. Mario on the low block, goes up with a jump hook, and before he can do so, he gets called for shuffling the feet, and a turnover for Canisus. Well, you see it right there. It's not often you see that shuffle allowed on those bigs down there, but Mario still doesn't move with decision.
Yeah, it's just sort of a herky-jerky move, and sometimes that throws the officials off. They might call something that usually they wouldn't.
Brandon Hall brings it into front court. Works it down low now. Ferguson, Kyrie Ferguson, low block against Manhertz, goes up off glass, no good. Manhertz pulls away the rebound and the draws, contact, and a foul against Kyrie Ferguson for St. Peter's. That'll be their second team foul.
And we talked about it on Friday night. Every time a rebound goes unclaimed by the Griffs and Chris Manhertz isn't in there, Coach Parada immediately looks over to Chris and he checks into the game. But, you know, there's just something to be said for his physicality and his willingness to work so hard on the block to get those rebounds. He's relentless.
Harold Washington crosses over, gets into the paint, attacks the rack with left hand, lays it up and in. Harold Washington cuts the lead to 12-7. Back in the front court. Peacocks, Tucker kicks it over now to Fulton. Fulton will take a three. Back rim, no good. Rebound is lost by Ferguson. Ferguson was in great position to get the ball, but then just lost it off his hands and out of bounds. It'll be Griff basketball.
And we saw in that last possession for Canisus, Harold Washington taking it to the rack. He had numerous opportunities against St. Peter's and Jersey City last week to get to the bucket, and he just couldn't convert.
Now Harold looks to drive and kick to Reggie Groves, but they're not on the same page, and they throw that one away. Unforced turnover there for Canisus. Fulton will get it to Brandon Hall. Now over to the far side to Yvonne Raymond. Now Fulton at the near wing. Hall to Fulton near side. Get it back out to Hall at the top of the key. Working against the zone defense. Hall penetrates. Bounce pass to Ferguson. Ball blocked and rebound recovered by Canisus. Not sure if it was Manhertz or Bleeker who got that block. Harold Washington back running the point for Canisus, coming off an 8-assist performance on Friday against Marist. Bleeker near wing Groves. Reggie puts it on the floor with the left hand, gets bumped, kicks to the corner to Bleeker. Back out to Groves, 13 to shoot. Groves gets into the paint, kicks to the corner, wide open Himes. Nothing but net from three land, and the Griffs cut the lead to 12-10. John Dunn wants a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 11:37 remaining in this first half, and the Peacocks lead cut down to 12-10.
Ladies and gentlemen, Western New York's college basketball rivalry is coming back to the Kessler Athletic Center this coming Thursday night, January 19th, when both the men's and women's basketball teams host longtime rival Niagara in a hoops doubleheader. The women's game gets action started at 6 p.m. and the men's game follows at 8:30. For tickets, call the Canisius ticket office at 716-888-2885 or go online to gogriffs.com.
Griffs have scored the last 5 points, answering a 10-2 St. Peter's run. And what's the difference here so far, Garrett? We expected the Griffs to come out and play some crisp basketball, but they've been a little sloppy.
Well, we talked about how hard St. Peter's plays on defense, and that's exactly why Coach Dunn took the timeout. Just an overextension on the defense allowed Reggie Groves to drive in and a kick out, which was great offense. And we talked about Canisius's need to execute with precision. And so far, you know, it's been a little sloppy here and there, but the good plays have been really solid on the offensive end.
St. Peter's, the pass out to the top is deflected by Bellardo, but recovered by Brandon Hall. Hall in the front court, almost loses the handle, and then finally comes up with it. Griffs playing with a lot of tenacity as well defensively. Fulton over on the far wing, right side, back to Hall at the top of the key. Yvonne Raymond back out to Hall with 9 to shoot. Hall calls for the ball screen. Gives it now to Fulton. Fulton crosses over, kicks it down inside. Tucker not ready for a tough pass, and it goes out of bounds. Another Peacocks turnover as we go to break. 11:05 remaining in this first half here at the Kessler Center. St. Peter's leading Canisius 12-10. This is the Golden Griffin Broadcast Network.
Here's something you can count on. Upstate New York Transplant Services Community Blood Bank keeps all your blood donations right here in Western New York, ensuring that your family, your friends, your neighbors have blood when they need it. Upstate New York Transplant Services Community Blood Bank, your community blood bank, right here in our community. And that's something you can count on.
You've been given the gift of life.
Give it back.
Be a community blood donor. Visit unyts.org.
Hungry for Buffalo's biggest sandwich? Then stop by Dagwood's, located across the street from the Kessler Athletic Center. Winner of the Buffalo News Reader's Choice Award for Buffalo's Best Sandwich, Dagwood offers you an outstanding selection of breads, cheeses, and deli meats to complete the biggest and best sandwich you have ever sunk your teeth into. Call 882-8628 to place your order now. We do deliver. Remember, if it's not a Dagwood, it's only a sub. Proud sponsor of Canisius College Athletics.
Griff fans, are you looking to wear the same gear as the Canisius College coaches and student athletes? Then make sure you log on to the online store at gogriffs.com, where you will find officially licensed Canisius College gear for fans of all ages. That's the online store at gogriffs.com.
12-10 the score. St. Peter's with a lead, but the Griffs leading in a dubious category so far. Garrett, 6 turnovers for Canisius. And of course, that has been a problem on and off throughout the season for Canisius, and it was a problem in game 1 against St. Peter's down in Jersey City, especially in that first half where they really couldn't seem to get into the offensive flow.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I think there were 11 turnovers in the first half for Canisius, so they need to take care of the basketball better. The positive is Canisius has 10 rebounds as opposed to St. Peter's 4, so they have dominated the boards there.
St. Peter's showing some zone. The Griffs try to attack against it. Harold Washington gets his shot blocked, but he is fouled, and Harold will go to the line to shoot 2. Griffs down by 2 with 10:56 remaining.
And Harold Washington just caught the ball there in the corner. We'll see it there as he takes it to the basket. Little contact, kind of a surprising call after all the contact we've seen over the first 10 minutes of the game there.
And you see Brandon Hall talking to John Corso just about that. As Harold goes to the line, knocks down the first free throw. Harold now with 3 points so far this afternoon. The junior from Maryland, leading the Griffs in scoring. And also, really their second best foul shooter statistically. I'd still rate him as the best because he gets to the line so much more than Elishwan Himes. And Harold knocks down both, makes the score 12-12. Blaze French in the front court. Peacocks with the basketball. Raymond has it. He looks to attack. Hands off now to Burke. Back to French at the top. 20 to shoot. French gives it to Prescott. He's left alone from 3. Thinks better of it. Looks to attack. Goes baseline. Runs into Manhertz. But Conley comes up with the rebound. Back to the top to French. French to the wing. Shot by Burke. No good. Conley gets the offensive rebound. Goes up and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. He earned those 2. Wow. Big contact inside.
Yeah, and that's the body banging going on inside. Kind of surprising Chris wasn't able to get the position. He was sort of shoved underneath the basket. Conley, he's a big body there. He was able to get the rebound.
You know, and Conley gets it going on the glass. He's pretty tough. He's 5th in the league in rebounding. But not particularly good from the foul line, only 68%. You see he gets, well, he got a little bit of ball there, but there, I guess, was body involved as well.
And Conley's somebody that averages 11 and 8 per game, so he's getting his underneath, and he's a big body there for St. Peter's.
Conley's second is good. 13-12 the score. The St. Peter's team went to the conference tournament in Bridgeport last year and won it. And now a pass intercepted by St. Peter's. Blaze French comes up with it, finds the cutter, laying it up, and no good is Burke. And was that Conley on the follow who tipped it in? Not sure who. I think it might have been one of the Griffs who actually tipped that ball in, but it's 15-12 in favor now. They've called Chris Burke with the tip in. Now it's Himes over to the corner to Manhertz. Peacocks lead by 3. Bollardo thought about the 3, finds Himes. They're all over Elishwan Himes. His pass to Manhertz is intercepted by Yvonne Raymond. Griffs with another turnover. Raymond into front court, gets into the paint, attacks the rack, shot blocked by Manhertz. Ball loose on the floor, out of bounds, and it goes off of St. Peter's. It'll be Griff basketball.
And already 8 turnovers for the Griffs, just 11 minutes into the game. That's going to be something that the coaching staff will no question emphasize at the break. And as you see Kevin Bleeker come out, and Josiah Heath, who's sort of hit that freshman wall maybe the past couple games, they'll look to get him a big presence on the inside.
Well, St. Peter's, second game of a road trip to Buffalo. They most certainly have come to try to gut it out, at least in this first half. We'll see what kind of legs they have in the second half. They lead right now by 3. Himes, far wing left side, backs off on the dribble, gets it down inside to Manhertz. 14 to shoot. Manhertz cross court to Bollardo. Bollardo thought about the 3. Now will take that 3 with a man in his face, and he nails it. We're tied at 15.
And I'll tell you what, the hidden gem there was Josiah Heath, who absolutely laid out one of the St. Peter's defenders on a screen to get Gabby Bollardo open.
Love to see the replay of that one. That was a heck of a screen. French kicks to the corner. Burke will take that 3, nails it. Chris Berg shoots just 27% from 3-point range, but nails that one. His team leads 18-15. Bollardo uses a ball screen. Now comes back with a left-handed dribble, almost gets it stripped. Gabby stops his dribble now, finds Himes. They're all over Elishwan. He gives it back out to Bollardo, and the Griffs look to spread the floor. Peacocks leading by 3. These coaches are intense. Bollardo to Heath, back to Bollardo. Gabby has it stripped away. Burke ahead to Raymond. Raymond lays it up, no good. Burke can't get the follow and loses it out of bounds. It'll be Canisus basketball.
And a lot of contact going on right now, and Coach Dunn is beside himself over there on the sideline. Raymond took a bizarre path to the basket, sort of banana cut there, and couldn't get it up and in, but a lot of contact on that shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, would have been better served just to go up strong and see if someone can block the shot or foul him. Whatever the case may be, the Griffs get the break and we'll take it. They trail by 3. Reggie Groves out at the top of the key, wants to get it to Harold Washington. Peacock's doing a great job of denying that extra pass. Himes to Manhertz on the baseline. Chris tries to penetrate, finds Washington. Washington cut off, gives it to Groves. Reggie spins it in the paint, goes up, shot blocked, but he is fouled, and Reggie Groves will go to the line to shoot 2 when we come back. Real dogfight here this afternoon at the Kessler Center. 7:47 remaining in the first half. It's Canisus trailing St. Peter's 18-15. This is the Golden Griffin Broadcast Network.
Pepsi Throwback! Smack those lips! Give the can a sip! Cut yourself some slack! Real sugar soda's back! When Pepsi Throwback comes along, you must drink it. And then we change the song because we drank it. You'll see we aren't wrong if you drink it. Now drink it in your mouth. Shake it up. Get a rush. Go retro. Do the robot. Try to resist it. It's not too late to drink it. Drink it good. When Pepsi Throwback comes along, you must drink it. And then we change the song because we drank it. You'll see we aren't wrong if you drink it. Smack those lips.
That was Drink It by Devo. Brought to you by Pepsi Throwback, a real sugar blast from the past.
This game today is one of 90 college basketball contests this season between Jesuit colleges and universities, making it part of the Jesuit Basketball Spotlight. The Jesuit Basketball Spotlight uses college basketball to further push the Jesuit mission to fans, alumni, and student athletes. For more information, log on to adjconnet.com and be sure to like the Jesuit College Basketball Spotlight on Facebook.
Yes, unfortunately so far the Griffs against fellow Jesuit institutions 0-4 on the season, with the loss to St. Peter's, loss to Fairfield, and the 2 Loyola losses. Of course, 2 different Loyola teams. That does confuse folks a little bit. The Ramblers came in from Chicago, also for a non-league game. But the Griffs, including today, have 3 more chances to win in the regular season against Jesuit institutions. Reggie Groves at the line. His first misses badly. Reggie at the line on the season at 67%.
And we talked about the turnover concerns for Canisus. They already have 9 here as opposed to St. Peter's' 4. And I think a lot of that can be credited to the great defense that St. Peter's is really picking up the intensity so far.
Reggie Groves misses both foul shots. Score remains 18-15, St. Peter's. Chris Burke looks for the cutter. French loses the handle, but is able to recover. Back out to the top. Now Prescott has it. Prescott finds Conley at the elbow. Conley to the corner to Burke. 10 to shoot. Yvonne Raymond has it. He crosses over. Hands to Burke. Burke to the top. Now to French to Burke, kicks to the corner to Raymond. He has 2 to shoot. Raymond forces up a shot. It's blocked by Manhertz with a call of foul on Chris Manhertz. Wow. I don't know about that one. It looked like Chris had all ball. Wow.
Great defensive possession for the Griffs. They were helping each other, really rotating well in that zone, and that's 2 fouls now on Chris Manhertz. He'll have to go to the bench.
Let's see Tom Pryor. Let's see. Judge for yourself right here. Wow.
And even if he got the arm, he looked to be straight up there, and Raymond was leaning into him.
Total bailout. Wow. So Raymond at the line makes the first. Yvonne Raymond, you'd let him take that jumper. He's not a good shooter from distance. Only 2 of 13 from three-point range. So Manhertz goes out as Raymond, only a 53% foul shooter as well, ups the lead to 19-15. He'll get another opportunity here.
And we're going to have to see extended minutes from the freshman duo down below with 7 minutes left in the game, and Manhertz already having 2 fouls. He might sit for the rest of the half.
5 points St. Peter's lead. Their biggest of this first half is 7. Canisus down by 5 with the basketball. 7:05 remaining. Harold Washington working against Brandon Hall. Uses the ball screen, dribbles over to the near wing. Washington wants to give it to Himes. Now bounces it to Bleeker on the baseline. Bleeker looks to go with the left hand. He'll get called for the walk as well. Another Griff turnover. Tom Parada looks on in disbelief, as does Kevin Bleeker, as you can see right there. Let's see for ourselves on the replay. Bounce pass to Bleeker. Well,
yeah, he took that first little step, yeah, I think is what they call it.
He kind of readjusted his pivot feet. Yep. So St. Peter's with a 5-point lead and the basketball. Brandon Hall, far wing right side, back to the top to Blaze French. French with a left-handed dribble, tries to penetrate, cannot. Now Prescott, he'll take that jumper, nails it. Chris Prescott with 2 threes so far this afternoon, ups the lead to 23-15. That's the biggest lead of the afternoon for the Peacocks.
And like we said earlier, that's a shot that you'll let Prescott take, shooting just 28% from 3, and he's knocking them down, he knocks them down.
Josiah Heath, top of the key. Hands off now to Reggie Groves. Groves trying to back off, spins, kicks to the corner to Heath. He puts it on the floor, 12 to shoot. Now to Washington. Washington with 9 to shoot. Washington hands off to Groves. Reggie goes behind the back. Fall away jumper, nothing but net. Big shot for Reggie Groves.
And it's amazing how hard St. Peter's is playing on defense, denying everything, and they're just taking everything away. Won't let Elschwan-Heims touch it. They're really making Canisus work for every shot.
That's a big shot that ends an 8-0 St. Peter's run. Brandon Hall off the ball screen. Dribble handoff now to Prescott. Prescott dogged by Washington. Prescott tries to get in the paint, stops in the line. His jumper, front rim, no good. Heath with a strong rebound for Canisus. Outlet to Washington. Harold looks to attack, now backs off. Cross court to Heims, he can't handle that pass, and the Griffs turn it over again. They want to get it to Heims, but the Griffs are maybe overdoing it a little too much right now.
And with the great intensity that St. Peter's is playing defense, Canisus is really looking to push that ball because they want to get those opportunities in transition. And then you see sort of a forced pass there from Harold Washington after the drive was taken away and thrown out of bounds.
Hall to Prescott. Finds Burke. Burke puts it on the floor, had an open shot, elected not to take it. Now tries to get it to Prescott. They force that pass, and they turn it over as well. 23-17 the score. Canisus trailing with 5:02 remaining in the first half.
Very sloppy, but this is St. Peter's basketball.
Absolutely. This is how they won a conference tournament last year. They just went to work in Bridgeport, and they dogged their opponents all the way to the title. Now Bilardo looks to attack, again forcing a pass, but this one is off of St. Peter's. It'll be Griff basketball.
And that's a shot that I think the coaching staff just wants Gabby to go up with and finish there at the rim. And he had Elschwan-Heims on the wing who let him know, but not a bad pass, but that's a shot that just put it up yourself.
24 to shoot, Griff's inbound to Heath, back out to the top to Groves, and Reggie gets instructions from the bench. 15 to shoot, Groves looks to get on the attack. Hands it off to Bilardo, Bilardo on the wing. Now with the left-handed dribble, looks to spin, gets into the paint, stops, pops, turnaround jumper, good. That's 6 for Bilardo, lead cut to 23-19.
And he was absolutely being dogged as he got there in the lane. And a great play by Gabby Bilardo.
Hall for St. Peter's, his team leading by 4. Hall kicks to the corner to Raymond. Yvonne Raymond tries to drive it, he gets called for the push-off. Good call that time. He led with the front arm on that. He's getting a little talking to from Willie Pulliam. He did not, Mr. Pulliam did not care for the way Yvonne Raymond threw him the ball after that offensive foul.
Maybe a little bit, we're gonna see the replay here. A little acting job by Reggie Groves, but he sold the call, and that's a good play by Reggie as the help side was there if they didn't call it. 2
big plays by Reggie Groves already in this first half. That jumper that ended that 8-0 run, and now that one to end the possession. Bilardo fires up a 3, and that's airmailed, no good. Out of bounds. See, Gabby also trying to sell a call on a potential foul on the jump shot.
Not a shot that the Griffs are looking for there early in the shot clock. Want to wind some clock. Just make St. Peter's keep guarding you. Their legs will die down as the game goes on.
French pulls up at the elbow, left alone, and he knocks it down. Blaze French, he has 4, 25-19 St. Peter's. Harold Washington, now to Elschwan-Heims, and they're all over Elschwan. He's 30 feet from the basket there. Harold Washington, his jumper in the paint, nothing but net. 6 for Harold, lead cut to 25-21.
And you saw Harold Washington posting up the guards. I think that's something you're going to see more of as the second half goes on. Getting those bigger guards for Canisus into the paint, posting them up, and letting them go to work.
French puts it on the floor, hands it off to Hall, 17 to shoot. Bounce pass to Conley on the baseline. Conley going to work against Heath. Double team comes down, forces up a shot, no good. Heath clears. Good defense by the Griffs.
Great play by Elschwan-Heims to sort of dig that out and make Conley go up over 2 guys.
25-21, St. Peter's, 3 minutes remaining in this first half here at the Kessler Center. If you like defense, you've got yourself a heck of a ball game this afternoon here at the Kessler. Washington looks to go on the attack. His runner does not go down, but he will go to the line to shoot 2 when we come back. 2:51 remaining in the first half at St. Peter's. 25, Canisus 21. You're watching and listening to Golden Griffin Basketball on the Golden Griffin Broadcast Network.
Attention travelers, if you have a group that needs bus transportation, then Niagara Scenic Tours is the company to call. Whatever size group you are trying to move, Niagara Scenic Tours can accommodate your needs. Niagara Scenic Tours has both deluxe coaches and mini coaches, fully equipped with TVs, DVD players, and a lavatory. For more information, call 716-648-7766 or check out our website at www.niagarascenictours.net. For all of your transportation needs, remember, Niagara Scenic Tours, Western New York's premier motor coach company. Proud sponsor of Canisus College Athletics.
The Courtyard by Marriott Buffalo will exceed the expectations of today's business and leisure travelers. Located at 4100 Sheridan Drive in Amherst, the Courtyard by Marriott is just minutes from downtown Buffalo, Niagara Falls, and the Buffalo Airport. And for your convenience, we provide complimentary airport shuttle service. Stay connected with complimentary computer access, wireless, and high-speed internet service. And each morning, try a hot breakfast in the Courtyard Cafe. Call 716-626-2300 for a reservation at the Courtyard by Marriott Buffalo, the premier hotel in Buffalo for business and leisure travelers. Proud sponsor of Canisus Athletics.
Coming up on tonight's Subway Halftime Report, we'll chant with Don Esmond from the Buffalo News. Review stats from the first half brought to you by Tim Hortons, and we'll look at other scores from around the league, all on the Subway Halftime Report.
And Don Esmond, folks nowadays know him as, I guess, the general columnist for the Buffalo News, but when he first came to the News was the college basketball beat writer back in the days when Ray Hall and Mike Smrek were patrolling the courts for Canisus, but now we understand in the waning years of his days at the Buffalo News. We'll check up on that with Don Esmond coming up at halftime of Canisus College basketball. Harold Washington at the line for the Griffs, knocks down the first foul shot. Harold with 7 points and cuts the lead now for St. Peter's to 25-22.
And looking at the box score, I think the one thing besides the turnovers that stand out to me is Canisus shooting 50% from the field.
Wow.
So if they're not turning the ball over, they're getting great looks at the basket, where St. Peter's is only shooting 39% at 9 for 23. But Canisus has only taken 16 shots.
Griffs staying in that zone defense. French has it up the top. Now over to Fulton. Burke in the corner. Back out to Fulton. They look to swing it on the perimeter. Prescott takes a 3. Short. Rebound. Josiah Heath for Canisus.
Prescott feeling good after those 2 threes made earlier in the half. Probably an ill-advised shot, not one that John Dunn will appreciate over there.
Griffs go to work against the St. Peter's man for man. 25-23 the score. St. Peter's with a lead. Bellardo out at the top. Finds Bleeker, gives it right back to Bellardo. 17 to shoot. Washington with the basketball now over the far left side. Harold dribbling on the top. Looks to attack the rack. His runner no good. Bleeker on the foul. Count it! Kevin Bleeker will go to the line. A chance to finish a three-point play.
We saw Bleeker play great basketball the other night. He was all over the place making outside shots, and there we saw the inside presence. Harold Washington, a good take to the basket, might have gotten hit, but Bleeker was there for the foul and for the putback and the foul, I should say.
That foul goes against Chris Prescott, his first, the 7th team foul against the Peacocks. And Bleeker misses the foul shot, so we remain tied at 25. Ball on the floor. Connolly able to come up with it. Could have easily been called for a travel on that play. French to Fulton. Now to Connolly. He puts it on the floor. Kicks to the corner to Prescott. Prescott looks to go baseline, and a blocking call against Gabby Bellardo. And again, a tough call. I mean, I don't envy the officials for having to call a game like this, but boy, in terms of the type of contact that we've seen, that one out of the ordinary. We'll get a good look at it right there. Ain't? Wow. Very, very close. Could have been easily been a no call.
Absolutely. I would definitely agree with that.
Tied at 25, 1:48 remaining. St. Peter's looks inbound. It goes right to Gabby Bellardo. Bellardo off to the races, lays it up and in, and the Grips back in the lead, 27-25.
And John Dunn just staring Prescott down as to say, what were you thinking on that inbound pass?
So the Grips now on a 10-0 run to regain the lead at 27-25. Chris Burke out to the top to Fulton, now to French. Peacocks working the perimeter. They find Burke open. His jumper from 10, no good. Rebound, Alshwan Himes. Good work by Alshwan to come out and dig out that rebound. So maybe the Peacocks already showing some fatigue here. Heath gives it to Bellardo on the far wing, left side. 20 to shoot for Canisus. Inside to Bleeker. Bleeker in the low block. Jump hook with the left hand, no good. Rebound tapped around and a foul called. And I think this one goes against Canisus, and that'll be their 5th team foul.
Coach Parada will have no problem with that. That's a great look from Kevin Bleeker. Great post up there. Alshwan Himes freed him up on the screen, coming across the lane. He was open and just couldn't finish the jump hook.
You see it right here. That's a sweet-looking move with a left hand from Kevin Bleeker. That's going to go down more often than it doesn't. Once again, St. Peter's just working the perimeter. Conley now on the baseline. Conley looking for the cutter, now puts it on the floor. His jump hook, well off the mark. Rebound tapped around and out of bounds, off of Burke. And it will be Canisus basketball with 43.5 remaining.
We talked about Chris Manhertz going to the bench with 7 minutes left, but Canisus has done a really good job rebounding, and I think that comes from the guards. We've seen Alshwan Himes have some great box outs, so while he might not get credit for rebounds, he's freeing other guys up.
And a timeout called by Canisus. We'll keep it right here. 27-25. The Griffs with the lead here with 40.9 seconds remaining. 33 to shoot on the shot clock.
Yeah, and we talked about the other night what goes on in these huddles toward the end of the half, and like we said the other night, right now Canisus has the momentum, and they want to keep that momentum going, try to get a bucket here. They're playing really solid defense. I mean, we both remember the outing here last year on Super Bowl Sunday that was a grinding affair. Both teams played great defense, and Canisus was able to gut it out and hold them to less than 50 points.
Yes, and Kevin Bleeker, who got his first bucket of the game, his family is watching along on the Golden Griffin Broadcast Network, and you see Dina Parada, that's the coach's wife right there with the orange shirt. She's wearing that in honor of our Dutch contingent that are watching along with us today across the seas. I understand Kevin's parents, his aunt and grandmother are right there, and Dina decided to wear the orange in favor of the Dutch.
And she also has the Puerto Rican flag over there, and I know all of Gabby's family is watching back home in San Juan.
As are the Wolf family down in Tampa, Florida. That's Dina's family. So glad to have you along with us on the Golden Griffin Broadcast Network. Jim Schofield also out in Syracuse, and Dave Schofield down in New Jersey among the many. And Mike Parada, of course, down in Jacksonville, Florida. Griff's running a little clock right now, down to 10 to shoot here. They lead by 2. Harold Washington with 8 to shoot. Harold looks to go. His runner off glass, doesn't go down, but a foul. And Harold Washington will go to the line to shoot 2.
You know, obviously that call went in favor of the Griffs, but we've talked about it for about the last couple minutes here. Not a lot of contact. In fact, very little contact as opposed to early in the game. And I think the officials, it got a little out of hand at the beginning of the game, and now they're trying to restore that, and so they're going to call little bumps here and there, but sort of puzzling where that call came from.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in comparison to some of the contact we saw earlier, no doubt. But Harold at the line where he is money, and he knocks that one down. Harold Washington with 9 points. He only had 8 on Friday against Marist. The Griffs now lead by 3.
Yeah, and we're going to see Reggie Groves come in both for his defensive effort, and you don't want Gabby to pick up a second foul with only 12 seconds left. Would be silly here in the first half.
Griffs lead by 3. This is their biggest lead of the half. They lead by 4. 10 points for Harold Washington. 29-25, 12 seconds to go. St. Peter's with the shot clock off. Long pass ahead to Conley. Kicks to the corner to Prescott. He pulls up with a jumper. That's well off the mark. And Bleeker pulls it away from Conley with 2 seconds to go. And then a foul on the backcourt by Fulton.
And that was definitely a foul there. Reggie Groves just looking to turn up court, and they're in the 1-and-1, so that's going to be big for the Griffs.
Wow. So a little bit of a brain freeze here by St. Peter's. Fulton, what are you thinking?
So that's just one of those where you back up, take your medicine, and go to halftime, really.
Yeah, could be down by 4 now. You could be down by as many as 6 with Reggie Groves at the line to shoot the 1 and bonus. 1.8 seconds remaining. Reggie with 2 points in this first half, averaging 6 per game for Canisus. And his foul shot perfect. So 3 for Reggie Groves. And he'll get another opportunity here. 30-25 the score. So the Griffs really poured it on toward the end of this first half. They're up by 6, 1.8 remaining. Inbound goes well away on Blaze French's 70-footer. No good, and the Griffs leading by 6. You got to like the way they bounced back. Things were looking kind of bleak there for a while.
A lot of turnovers, and you're up 6 at the half. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, we'll take a timeout, come back with our halftime program, some stats, some highlights, and we'll also talk with Don Esmond of the Buffalo News as well. Halftime score, Canisus leading St. Peter's 31-25. This is the Golden Griffin Broadcast Network.
I'm feeling the sunny day. Sunny day. I'm feeling the taste I crave. Subway. I'm making it how I like. It's meant to be. I'm feeling Subway. I'm feeling Subway today.
Hey, Western New York, are you feeling Subway? Grab the Big Philly cheesesteak, a colossal sub piled high with savory steak and melty cheese, fresh toasted and topped just the way you like. Head into a Subway restaurant today to satisfy your major appetite.
Griff fans, when you're looking for lodging in the Buffalo area,